Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? You know, there's a big difference between asking a boxing fan who's going to win the fight, maybe asking a couple boxers or trainers who they think will win a fight between, you know, Canelo and Lara, and then asking someone who's actually been in the ring with both of them. It's a big difference, right? Now, this doesn't suggest the guy who's been in the ring with both fighters, he's going to know the answer for sure on who's going to win. But at the same time, you have to give him a little bit of the edge when it comes to other people who are trying to figure out who may win this fight. I mean, it's the same thing with all of the fighters that have been in the ring with both Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. And if you ask all of them who they think is a better fighter, all of them come up with the same answer. So they're really consistent on what they believe since they've been in the ring with both fighters, right? Now, what's so interesting about this Canelo and Lara fight when it comes to predictions or calling the fight is you guys who've been following my videos, you know I did a video where I went to the Mayweather gym and I got predictions from everyone in the gym. And surprising to a lot of people, everybody in the gym, they picked Canelo to win the fight. But not only that, but then I've been asking other people, other professional boxers on my radio show, just asking a whole bunch of professional boxers, trainers, and still to this day, there hasn't been one boxer or trainer that has picked Lara to win this fight. Can you guys believe that? Not one. I mean, the way that people are picking Canelo to win this fight, it's starting to make me think that maybe some people are confused. Maybe they think that this is a Canelo versus Angulo rematch fight. Maybe they think this is Canelo Angulo Part 2. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying I expect more than half of the people to pick Lara. What I'm saying is it's amazing to me that it's not 50-50. It ain't even 60-40. It ain't even 70-30 when it comes to people calling the fight. And I respect everyone's opinion when it comes to making a prediction on this fight. But with all due respect, I will say this. There is probably one person that would probably have a more relevant assessment when it comes to picking a winner between these two fighters, and that is Austin Trout, a guy who's been in the ring with both of these fighters. Now, before I go any further, please understand this. There is a difference between just saying you think someone is going to win and breaking it down and explaining why you believe someone is going to win. And this is what Austin Trout did when it comes to this fight right here. Okay, Austin Trout, he basically said that he believes that Lara will dominate Lara. Not just beat him, but dominate him. Austin Trout believes that Lara can and will be able to do everything that Floyd Mayweather did in the ring, but possibly do it better. Trout believes the reason why Lara would do better is because he's not going to mix it up with Canelo as much as Floyd Mayweather did, which would give Lara more of an advantage with his angles and his foot movement because we know that Canelo is kind of slow on his feet. Austin Trout will go on to basically say that Lara has a lot of tricks under his sleeves. He said once you think you got him down, you think you know what he's going to do, he switches it up and he does something totally different. He's always doing something different in the ring. So you can't really get a good read on him. Lara is somewhat a Mayweather clone. The only difference is he's bigger and he's stronger. You can even say Lara is tougher just because he's a southpaw on top of all of that. End quote. Okay, so that's what Austin Trout thinks about Erislandy Lara. He thinks that Erislandy Lara will dominate this fight against Canelo pretty much in impressive fashion, pretty much the way Floyd Mayweather did, but he doesn't know if Lara can get the decision with the corruption in the sport of boxing. Now, this is what I want to touch on for starters. I thought it was pretty interesting how Austin Trout compares Lara to Floyd Mayweather, pretty much saying that Lara is a Mayweather clone. Now, I mean, to a certain extent, I kind of agree. Only difference is I don't believe Lara can fight on the inside the way Floyd Mayweather can. But everything else that he does have the slickness. He does have the intelligence of a Floyd Mayweather. And just like Austin Trout said, the difference is Lara is doing it with a lot more power, a lot more strength. Now, what I find interesting is I've always thought about this. Imagine if Floyd Mayweather was stronger when he fought against Canelo. Imagine if he had, let's just say, Keith Thurman type power, even Sean Porter type of power, right? Matter of fact, imagine if they were the same weight naturally. Imagine if Mayweather and Canelo, if they rehydrated to the same weight. Mayweather rehydrates all the way up to 165 or 170, and he has the strength and the power of a Keith Thurman, a Sean Porter, someone like that, correlated with the style that Mayweather already has. Do you guys think that Canelo would have been able to go 12 rounds with Floyd Mayweather? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. I think Floyd Mayweather would have knocked out Canelo if Floyd Mayweather had that type of power. If Floyd Mayweather was a natural junior middleweight, I think Floyd Mayweather would have had a good chance of either knocking out Canelo or hurting him and knocking him down possibly a couple of times, okay? So what's interesting with this Edeslandi Lara fight is just like Austin Trout said, Lara is somewhat of a clone of Floyd Mayweather. The only difference is he's a natural junior middleweight. He rehydrates the same way Canelo rehydrates, okay? And he does have power. Don't get it twisted. Don't think just because he's a boxer, he doesn't have power, all right? Lara does have power. I mean, Lara's knockdown of Austin Trout was just as impressive as Canelo's knockdown of Austin Trout, right? So we've already established that Lara, he does have power. Like, once again, guys, this is a very difficult fight for Canelo Alvarez, and I give him credit for taking the fight, even if he only took the fight because Lara was smart enough to jump on that ring at the post-fight conference. Jump on the stage at the post-fight conference and confront Canelo in front of the world to see. And once he did that, that's when the pressure on Canelo became apparent. You know, the pride that Canelo Alvarez has, it would not allow him to continue avoiding Lara now that he knows that his own countrymen and other people are saying that he's scared of Lara, all right? So, you know, respect goes out to Canelo for taking the fight, but more respect goes out to Lara for being smart enough to pull somewhat of a Muhammad Ali and jump on the goddamn stage and force this guy to take the challenge, okay? Those are the type of antics and things that Muhammad Ali did back in the day to promote his fights. But anyway, another thing I want to touch on is, since we're talking about Lara being a Mayweather clone, you know, when it comes to the Canelo fans or just the people who support Canelo, but they can't stand Floyd Mayweather, and you sit over here and you say, oh, Floyd Mayweather fights bums, he doesn't fight anyone, he only takes easy challenges, so on and so forth. I just want to let you guys know, you cannot have it both ways. How almost everyone is picking Canelo to win this fight, and regardless if Canelo wins or he loses, but just the respect that people are giving Canelo suggests you would have to give Mayweather even more respect, because Mayweather is a guy who dominated and beat this guy, a guy who had a massive weight and size advantage over Floyd Mayweather, was naturally way stronger than Mayweather. Okay, so you guys can't have it both ways. And now that I think about it, Mayweather's victory over Canelo would probably still be more impressive than anyone else who fights Canelo at 154, because once again, Mayweather was giving Canelo all of the advantages, all right? When Lara steps in the ring, Lara's not giving Canelo any advantages. You know, this is an even fight when it comes to attributes and size and power, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so those are just some things to look at. You know, when you're getting ready to type some shit up that's very ignorant and it doesn't make sense at all, just think about that. You can't have it both ways. Okay, you can't give all of the guys who Floyd Mayweather lost to, give them credit. Oh, but don't give Floyd Mayweather credit for beating the guy. It doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense. So back to this situation, Austin Trout is picking Lara to dominate this fight. I believe this is, once again, a very tough fight for Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people keep saying, you know, yeah, Lara's going to box. He's going to box well. But when Canelo catches up with him and he lands those big punches, it's over. That's what I keep hearing a lot of professional boxers. A lot of people, they're saying that, right? But once again, I said this on my show the other day, and I'll say it again. It is very difficult for me to pick a guy who really only has a knockout chance, who really only has a puncher's chance, I should say, because usually a guy who has a puncher's chance, he's going to lose. I mean, of course, every once in a blue moon, that guy, he wins. But it's very rare that a guy with only a puncher's chance wins. And I think all of us can agree, even Canelo supporters can agree, that Canelo is not going to outbox. He's not going to outbox Lara. Okay? He's not going to outbox Lara. The thing with Canelo Alvarez is he would need to be an Angulo Margarito type of fighter to really have his best chance of beating Erislandy Lara. And Canelo Alvarez is not an Angulo. He's not a Margarito. He's not that type of fighter that puts his head in your chest and just ignores what you're doing and continues to, fight through the fire. Basically doesn't care about the incoming. He's constantly still punching no matter if he gets hit or not. He's not that type of fighter. Even if you go back and you watch the Canelo versus Floyd Mayweather fight, even when Canelo had Floyd Mayweather on the ropes, notice Canelo was pressuring Floyd, but he was doing it from a distance. That was why Floyd was able to catch him with counter right hands. What is a right hand? A right hand is a straight punch. That is a long punch, right? That means that Canelo is giving Floyd Mayweather a distance that Floyd Mayweather can throw long, straight punches. Now, if Canelo would have been all over Floyd Mayweather, his head in his chest like Marcos Maidana was, then Floyd wouldn't be able to throw straight punches. He would only be able to throw counter uppercuts, counter hooks, which is exactly what Mayweather was doing against Maidana. But when he was fighting against Canelo, he was countering Canelo with straight right hands, jabs off the ropes, etc., etc. So Canelo is not that type of fighter, and you're not going to be that type of fighter overnight, especially after 40-plus fights. He's not comfortable to do it. Don't get me wrong, Canelo will try to pressure Lara, but I don't think he'll do it the right way because he doesn't have that type of style. Canelo would also have to be consistent with his pressure. We already know that Canelo is not a consistent fighter. He does not fight the full 3 minutes of the round. Canelo also discourages easy. Canelo was discouraged a lot of times in the fight with Austin Trout. There was times where Austin Trout would catch Canelo with a clean shot, and all of a sudden Canelo, he'd get back to boxing. He'll start moving away, and he won't punch for a while. He tries to reset. And I think that Lara, he has the intelligence to frustrate and confuse Canelo more than Austin Trout did. So once again, when it comes to me, I'm leaning towards Erislandy Lara to win this fight. I know I am in the minority, which surprises me because I really thought that this would be a 50-50 pick'em fight. But I agree with Austin Trout. I think that Lara will dominate this fight. I would not be surprised if one of those left hands eventually, catches Canelo and possibly drops him for the first time or staggers him. Okay? This will be a very interesting fight, but I tell you this, whoever wins this fight, I truly believe is pound for pound top 10, one of the best fighters in the world. Canelo Alvarez definitely has a chance of winning because of his power, because of his explosiveness every once in a while. Okay, he can just explode out of nowhere with speed and power, and that's his biggest strength in this fight, is how he explodes like that. But the thing is, if Erislandy Lara doesn't get caught with any of those punches, then Canelo Alvarez is going to have a hell of an uphill battle. Now, there is one thing that Canelo may be able to do that he could possibly be successful in if he does it the right way. And this is what Angulo did, and this is how Angulo knocked down Lara. And that's if Canelo could get Lara on the ropes and put a lot of pressure on him, when Erislandy Lara tries to exit from the ropes, Canelo could time him with a perfect right or left hook, depending on which way Lara exits from the ropes. That's pretty much how Angulo knocked down Lara, I believe, the first time. But outside of that, once again, it's still an uphill battle because Lara can do so many different things in the ring. So if you can't knock him out, you're going to have a pretty long night. That's all I got, guys. I'm on to the next one.